For
Yeah.
you to kind of describe what was going on because it was very different to you being like,
Yeah. But where I was when I met you, I was a single mom, really struggling financially, raising two kids. And I had met this man who I knew was the right person for me. And so last July, beginning of July, I opened Three Little Birds gift shop. Um, and we sell crystals and jewelry and incense and yoga stuff. And then I also lease part of the space in my shop to a couple who teaches yoga and does Reiki and some other things. So my vision for this originally is not just like a shop, but like a full wellness center. And a lot of people don't know anything about crystals and manifestation and yoga and Reiki. And so I feel like, part of what we're doing is educating people that live here on, all of this stuff that's out there. And for the most part, we've gotten such a great response, and people walk in the shop and they're like, "This is so beautiful. It smells so good. There's such good energy here." And I just love it.
it's Patricia here, and I am joined here with Karen. And just as we kind of connected as I was coming on, I said the last time I saw Karen, it was in Bali on our Bali Bliss retreat a couple of years ago. And you're like, I'm in a different place. I was like, I know you moved house. So I just so welcome to have you. Tell us where you are in the world right now, because it's not where you were when I first met you.
No. So I'm in Virginia. Um, I moved here almost 2 years ago. I moved from New Jersey, and it with COVID and everything, it was just the right time to take advantage of the housing market. And Rich and I had been talking about getting further south away from snow and cold. And yeah, it just all happened really fast. And we made the decision, and in like 4 months we had moved, and we had sold my house, and I got totally out of debt from selling my house, because I got it. So I really was able to take advantage of the housing boom there. So many people were moving out of New York City. And so it was a New York City couple that bought my house. And yeah, I was able to pay off all my debt. And where we live now, my monthly expenses are like a third of what they were in New Jersey, mostly because of property taxes are so much less here. So, we've just been able to really be more comfortable and not stress about money. Um, and we settled into this amazing life. We live on a creek, in a cove on a creek that feeds from the Potomac River. So we're like a mile from the Potomac River. And it's just so beautiful and quiet and peaceful. There's no one around. There's like farms near us. Um, and yeah, and with my business being remote, it was so easy. Nobody even knew that we moved, and everything still kept going along. So just like with you could be anywhere in the world with what you do. We really have made the business so we can be anywhere.
Amazing, amazing. I'm just thinking back to the first time that we looked at your original house, um, and that you're so like you're just glowing, and listening to you now with like, I'm debt free. We got to do this, and now we're living where we want to live. And you and Rich, it's a very different picture. Like I would love you because I know the exact picture of what it was originally. Like not everybody else does. And I would love for
Yeah.
you to kind of describe what was going on because it was very different to you being like,
Yeah. Yeah, so back when I first met you was in Australia, actually. I had gone to that conference and met you and knew that I wanted to work with you somehow. So then I joined the Feng Shui, program, and we got to work one-on-one, and then I got to go to Bali, which was amazing. But where I was when I met you, I was a single mom, really struggling financially, raising two kids. And I had met this man who I knew was the right person for me. And it took him a really long time to get to that same place. We were best friends for 8 years, and some things happened for him, and he wound up needing a place to stay and moved into the spare room that I had in my house. And once he moved in, then he finally figured it out.
Like, actually,
And he's like, oh, now I get it.
fabulous. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I just like that house that you sold, that there was a big history to that house, and what was had been in it and what.
Yeah, you did a land clearing for me and found out like it was on Indian land and there was a lot of stuff, and we did some blessings, and you had me bury all those quartz things in around the house for protection. And I feel like that definitely shifted things and made a huge difference in getting to where we could sell it, and me letting go of some stuff that was in that house that needed to be let go of.
So tell me this. I like you've also started a new business. This is
Yeah,
correct as well. Because I was
yeah,
like, I'm going mad because you're like, no, we have our virtual business. I'm like, but you've started another business, haven't you?
yes. So yes, I still have. So I own a bookkeeping business, which I work in maybe one day a week now. I have a team that runs it for me, and I Mondays. So yeah, so I don't work in that business a whole lot anymore. I have just 3 clients that I'm still kind of involved with, but I have 2 amazing women who we found who are really running the day to day. And so that started to shift about a year ago. And I was like in the house, like, because the goal was to get to that point. I have a sheet up on my wall here of my goals, and I knew I wanted to start looking at retiring or semi-retiring, and Rich also, taking a step back and just enjoying being here. And I guess I started to get a little bored because I was like sitting in the house and I'm like, all right, what am I going to do now? And I've been collecting crystals. I don't think you can see. I have like tons of
God,
crystals
yeah.
back there. And I just really love them. And I have very close friends that own a crystal shop up in Maryland. And I was talking to them, and we got the idea that maybe we would start consigning some stuff from them and going to farmers markets around here and just having a table, and just seeing what happened. And then suddenly we reached out to a realtor that we know here who actually helped us buy this house, and said, hey, if you know of any rental properties in the area, that especially in this one town, Kilmarnock, that's nearby, let us know. We might be interested in renting a place. And she found a property over in Kilmarnock that was for sale, not for rent. And we actually put a contract on it just about a year ago. And then all these like things came up with the property, that like the roof needed to be replaced and there was a wall that was bent. And while we were kind of negotiating that, another property closer to our house came up for sale. And my realtor's like, I think there was already a gift shop in that location. And she's like, I think you might want to take a look at this building. And when we looked at it, it was like the perfect spot. And it's had a gift shop for like 15 years. So it's a standalone property, which normally for crystals, it's not something you like specifically drive to, unless you're a crystal collector, but like those kinds of shops normally need foot traffic. And where we are is very rural, so it's not a busy place anyway. But we looked at this property and it was absolutely perfect. And so suddenly we went from let's do farmers markets to we're buying a building and we're going to open a shop. And so we went on a buying trip in May with our friends who have the shop in Maryland to where they go to buy their crystals. And he's been doing it he's a geologist and he just knows so much. So he was really great at mentoring me and showing me this is good, this is not good, this is a good price, this is not a good price, and helping me really start to buy. And so last July, beginning of July, I opened Three Little Birds gift shop. And we sell crystals and jewelry and incense and yoga stuff. And then I also lease part of the space in my shop to a couple who teaches yoga and does Reiki and some other things. He's actually from India and they were trained in India and they're just an amazing couple. So my vision for this originally is not just like a shop, but like a full wellness center. Where we are in Virginia, there's nothing like this here. And a lot of people don't know anything about crystals and manifestation and yoga and Reiki. And so I feel like, part of what we're doing is educating people that live here on, all of this stuff that's out there. And for the most part, we've gotten such a great response and people walk in the shop and they're like, this is so beautiful. It smells so good. There's such good energy here. And I just love it. I'm not there today. We're closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday right now because it's just so slow here. But when I'm in the shop, I just feel just so peaceful and, surrounded by all these crystals all day is just awesome. And I got to buy all this stuff that like I can enjoy until it sells and then I can, wish it well. And so what I realized when I opened the shop was the creative part of me that had been dormant for a long time that suddenly came back to life. And I've just been, creating displays and signs and all these different things, like just doing all these different more creative things. And it's just made me feel so amazing. So
it's like talking to a different person. It is a different person I'm talking to. Like it's absolutely amazing. You're so kind of calm and happy and fulfilled and being creative and helping. Like it's like I don't know. I feel like sometimes now I'm like, I need to do before and after videos. People will know. Not in a mean way. Like Karen was always being the most amazing, gorgeous woman, but like your energy and everything is just so different and so beautiful. And I'm so happy. Like I'm here wanting to cry because I'm just so happy. Like, I just remember coming on some of these calls and just you being a bit frazzled and stressed out and money and the kids and oh my God, and rich and the relationship and the clutter. And it was just all heavy and stressful and hard.
Yeah.
All gone.
Yeah.
Like
Moving was the best thing we could ever have done. It really was. As much as I feel like I'll be a Jersey girl my whole life, it was just not a good place for us to be anymore. And my kids are grown now. My son just moved into his first apartment by himself, which was a huge, huge step for him. My daughter has 2 children now. And, so they're on their own paths and leading their lives. And as much as I wish I could see them a little more, I know that they're okay, and that it was time for me to not be a mom all the time and take some time for me. Because I really put myself aside for so long, being their mom.
Yeah. Their mom and looking after them and running the business and all of it, oh my God. First of all, I can't wait to come to your crystal shop. I love crystals too.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't wait to come. This journey has been very magical, just like listening. And it's been a journey. I think this is the other part, it's just been a journey, Karen. And you've stuck with it, you put your remedies in, you've been doing the intentions, like you've your wall of your goals, like been taking action, like, when I said go out and do the ceremony on the thing, you went out and did it, you got the crystal. Like, so I spoke on the call about, action isn't in the word attraction for no reason. And you have been taking the actions, and you've just reaped such beautiful rewards, and of course you just deserve it so much. Like,
oh, thank you.
I want to give you a big hug. Just
I know, I wish I could hug you too.
Because I know we're on Facebook, like I saw the shop opening and I was like, the shop, okay, like amazing. But and I'd seen the photos of your new house and I was like, oh my God, it's spectacular. It's a beautiful house. Like everybody was like, oh, I was like, wow, amazing. Like,
yeah,
fabulous. Yeah, amazing.
So what's funny is, when I lived in New Jersey, I did the remedies like the best I could. Last year, when we got our report for the new house, being in the new house, I told Rich, I said, I know, you kind of, he's like always like kind of poo-pooing Feng Shui. He's like, if you feel that it should go in a place, you should put it in that place. Like it's about how you feel and not. And I said, you have to listen to Patricia because it's not Feng Shui like you've read. And so I made him watch a couple of your videos, and we watched the one with Tommy together. And after that, he's like, all right, we'll give it a try. And we actually put in every remedy exactly in the right places last year. And it was so that was beginning of February. Within a couple of weeks was when that first building, and suddenly like all these things started changing. And it was after we got all the remedies in the right places. And it was just so funny. And I'm like, see, there is a thing about this. It's like not just all, whatever. And so he's actually away. He comes home tomorrow. He's been in Puerto Rico for a month. We actually also are moving his and sister here. We bought them a house nearby, and they're leaving Puerto Rico and moving here because his sister has very advanced MS and she needs better health care than what she can get in Puerto Rico. So he's been down there for a month packing and getting that house ready to sell. And so he gets back tomorrow. So I haven't done our remedies yet for this year because I want him to help me. So I just actually was looking at the report this morning, like not a lot has changed, so it won't be too bad. But yeah, I really wanted him to be part of that like he did last year. So yeah, I'm waiting for him to come back to do it. But but I was so excited when it was the interview you did with Tommy that really like turned. He's like, all right, I get it now. I think he needed to hear it from a man. I hate to say that, but I think it was, coming from a man's perspective that really helped. So.
Yeah, and you're not the first person to say that I made my husband or my partner listen to the Tommy interview. And for everyone who's here listening, we have one of my mentors came and did a interview and a talk with me. He also has experienced the Feng Shui, and I think it was a very useful session for everybody from kind of hearing it from a different perspective of the potency, the power, and the effect of it. Oh, Karen, this is just so beautiful to hear all of this. I'm just so pleased. I'll be like floating around. I love these. I love having these conversations because also I never know what's going to, unfold to tell me this is what's happened. I would love for you to share what you would say to anyone who's like considering joining Powerhouse. There's a lot of people who are in our community and here who've been listening to loads of the free trainings, and they are, possibly a lot of them where you were when you first kind of joined in a very different scenario.
Yeah. 100%. I had no money when I joined. And at the time, I don't think you even had payment plans like you do now, and how easy it is to spread it out. And I just took a leap of faith and said, I think seeing you in Australia speak, and I think that was one of the first times you actually got up on stage and spoke, and your energy was just so amazing. I just knew I had to, work with you. And it took a while. So that was probably 6 or 7 years ago now, I think. And the first few years I was in the room, but not totally in the room. And I really took a while to really get into it. But I definitely think working with you and doing Feng Shui was part of what made all this change. And, I absolutely 100% recommend it to anyone. I've told lots of people about it, my friends and stuff. So, you have to do what's right for you and feel it, but it definitely helped me so much. So.
Oh God, I'm just so pleased, Karen. Thank you so much for joining and filling us in on the big update. I can't wait to hear how everything starts to unfold. I love hearing how people are, women are just transitioning as well into more of this holistic world and helping more people and having the environment to support them. So it's just gorgeous. So congratulations, Karen. If I could focus, I would. Hopefully we'll get to see you somewhere again in the world. So now we've seen each other in Bali, in Australia. We were in Australia, Bali, and America once.
Yeah.
So who knows where in the world.
I know.
Thank you so much. Send my love to Rich. Tell him I'm delighted that he's on board with the country.
I will. Can't wait for him to get. I didn't want to go too much further south. I lived in Atlanta. I didn't want to live there again. So this is like the perfect place.
Lovely. It sounds like you found your place in your spot now. Congratulations, Karen. Thanks.
Thank you so much
for sharing. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. Another one of our amazing members. So good to hear. They're just I just love it. Thank you, Karen. Have a great day.